What's up, everybody? This is the Messed Up the Setups podcast. I'm comedian Michael Halcomb, and in the house with me today, comedian Tyrone Burston. This dude hails from Charlotte, and he was voted Queen City Comedian of the Year twice. Twice, y'all. This is going to be a fun episode, so stick around.
It's all messed up, yeah, everything's messed up. We're going from this mess up to the next setup. Everything seems so messed up, but it's just our setup.
What's up, everybody? I'm comedian Michael Halcomb, and I'm just now meeting comedian Tyrone Burston for the first time. Dude, it's good to meet you.
Yeah, man, it's good to meet you too. Thank you for having me on the Messed Up the Setups, man. It's good to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here, bro. I saw you got the day we're recording this, I saw you got a show coming up with Travis Lincoln and
Yeah.
T-Late. Yeah. He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
on here a couple months back, man.
Nice.
Yeah. He's a
Yeah, T-Link is good people, man.
yeah.
I wish I had as much talent as him. Did he sing for you?
I can't remember if he sang on the episode, but I did a show with him, a comedy contest, and he sang a little bit during that. Yeah, dude, he can
Yeah, he's nice. He's so talented, man. He could do a lot of different things. His story is so cool. I got to go check that out, man.
yeah.
The podcast that y'all did, I would like to see that, man.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, man. And when we workshopped his joke about his girlfriend's dog, and it was a good time, bro. But so you're from Charlotte. Have you like grew up there, born and raised there? What?
Originally, I'm from Hartford, Connecticut. So I'm
Okay.
from up north. I lived there my whole life, 24 years. So I moved to Charlotte in 2006 when I was 24. And I've been here, it'll be 20 years in September that I've lived in Charlotte, North Carolina.
So how long you been in the comedy game, man?
I started comedy August 18th, 2013. So I'm going into my 13th year. And August of this year, be 13.
And what was like the decisive moment that like got you to like, finally just pull the trigger and go?
Yeah, I know this is a dope podcast. I don't want to bring a somber moment to the podcast, man. But yeah, it was sad, man. I think right before I started doing comedy in August of 2013, what actually drew me to comedy was I was actually diagnosed with child support. Yeah, man. Yeah, I had just separated from my first wife. We had 3 kids together. And I said, man, they're going to take all my money from the job. They're going to take the whole check for 3 little kids. So I was like, comedy, sometimes you get paid under the table. You know what I'm saying? So I needed that undetectable cash, man, that funny money, so I could get me something to eat after I get off of work. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's
Nice. So you finally pulled the trigger back in 2013. Did you go to an open mic? Like how did that transpire?
I went to the Comedy Zone. They was teaching classes on comedy. It was called the Ha Ha comedy class or something like that. I forget the name of it, but it was like 3 instructors. It was like Joe Pace, Johnny Millwater, and Debbie Millwater. They were like the instructors of the class. And it was an 8-week course. I think 7 weeks they teach you how to do comedy. And then the last week is a graduation at the Comedy Zone. So I took them classes back in, I think, July. And my graduation date was September. But after a couple of weeks, I decided just to jump in and do an open mic. I was already ready. I was ready to go. So I did an open mic, and then I did the graduation set, and I just kept it going from there, man.
It seems like winning the contest twice, you've had some great like landmark moments, around there. What would have been some other highlights, man?
Yeah, well, behind me is hard to see, man, but these are my prized possessions, man. Some of my best moments. This one right here is when I headlined at Good Nights in Raleigh, the big club, the big room. When you go through comedy as many years as I've been doing it, sometimes I guess secretly we call it the fallout list. I don't know if it's a secret or not, but sometimes, celebrities can't make a show. So I got a chance to fill in for Ralph Barbosa for an entire weekend in Raleigh. So that was dope that they called my name. You know what I mean? You got to keep your name clean. You got to be funny. You got to be professional, easy to work with, things like that. So I thought that was a huge moment. And on the other side of this poster is Steve Hofstetter. He lives in Charlotte now too. So I had him sign the back half that you can't see, but his picture is on the back half of this. This is I shot my comedy special last year August. I think it was like maybe like August 2nd. I did my first comedy
Right.
special. It's called Undeniable because I feel like even though I don't have a million followers on social media, I feel like my funny it stands the test of time. Even though I'm not famous, I'm still undeniable. You can't deny that I'm really good at stand-up comedy because I put the work in. And then there's another little certificate right here. This is where I did Showtime at the Apollo in Harlem, New York. I did amateur night at the Apollo. Right after COVID, they was taking online submissions. So I submitted my tape. My tape was strong. They had me come out. I went all the way out there and got booed off stage, just like many other acts at Showtime at the Apollo. So that was a dope experience. But yeah, I've done a lot of cool things in my career so far.
So is that I remember watching that, dude, growing up, and the dude, like the clown, would come out on the stage and kinda, like, bat you off the stage?
Yep, yep. They still got it's called the Sandman.
That's it, yes, dude,
Yep,
man.
the
It's
Sandman.
been a
Yep, yep,
while,
yep.
yeah.
But
And
yeah, I was the only
so did
comedian
he
on
come
that
out,
show
man?
that night.
He swept you off stage?
Yeah, it was cool. They really wanted me. You only get 3 minutes, and I was getting booed about a minute and a half in. So it was like half the crowd booing, the other crowd was cheering. It's like it's weird when you're a comedian and you getting booed. You get like in your feelings for real. Like, oh, y'all gonna boo me? I think that's what I said for real. Like, that's what y'all gonna do, Harlem? Y'all gonna boo me? Well, forget y'all then. I just left, and the Sandman followed me off the stage. But they wanted me to go all the way through so bad. But I've heard stories, horror stories, like bro, if they halfway boo you and you get through your time, when you come back at the end and they tally, they do the thing over your head, like give it up, they gonna boo you again. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? They not gonna not boo you. So I let them have it, man, and just chalked it up as a loss. But it was a great experience. We all know there's been a lot of great acts, singers, dancers, rappers. I mean, everybody you could think of has touched that Apollo stage. So it was just a dope moment in my career.
Mm. What would have been, like, some of the more challenging moments you've experienced?
Man, I know in 2015, I had just got named Queen City Comedian of the Year. I was in my second year of stand-up comedy. So here I am, I'm going up the pecking order. I'm hosting
Right.
shows. I'm doing the hosting at the celebrity shows at the Comedy Zone. I'm thinking like now I'm ready to feature. Like I've hosted a couple years now, I want to feature. And I got a chance to feature in Charlotte at this spot called the Omega House. It's like a frat house for the frat brothers and stuff like that. So I got a chance to feature my first time, and I was so nervous. It's a BYOB, right? So first of all, it's a black room. You could bring your own bottle. They got a bar. So I didn't really know a lot about comedy like I should have at that time. I didn't know that black rooms don't start on time. The flyers say 8, but the show ain't start till like 9:30. You know what I mean? So me and my lady, I ended up marrying her years later, but she was my girlfriend at the time. And we sitting at this table, man. We had like a big fifth of Hennessy, man, and we just taking shots back. And before you know, I mean, we got there at 8. We drunk all the way up until showtime. So I was so drunk, Mike. I was slurring my own words. I knew it was gonna be bad. Then I'm a new comic, so I got this brand new idea, right? Like instead of doing what I normally would do to open up with my little joke, I'm gonna do something totally different. I'm gonna play this song. I'm gonna let the song play out. I'm gonna talk about how my mom used to beat me to this song when I was a kid. All my whoopings came off this song. I thought it was a brilliant idea, but the old cliche is you never recreate the wheel, right? Nobody's trying to make a new wheel, bro. It's circle, it's round. That's it. So I should have never did that. But on top of me being drunk, it was disastrous. I got booed for 20 straight minutes, man. Because I was featuring, I was getting paid, and the booker, Tito, was like in the back of the room with his arms folded, like, hey man, you gotta eat it. You know what I mean? And the funniest thing I said that set, I remember saying, y'all want me to start over? And everybody was like, yeah. I was like, for real. You know what I mean? I was like, man, that's all I had. But yes, it's a lot of failures in this game, bro. You ain't gonna win all the time, but the failures help you. So that helped me not drink. I don't drink anymore before my shows. You know, if I get a drink, it's gonna be on stage when I'm already performing. So that helped me out. And then I just stay true to who I am. If I got a good opening joke, I'm going with that. I'm not gonna switch my opener. You know what I mean? So you live and
Yeah.
you learn.
What's your do you have like a writing routine, or you just do it when lightning strike, like inspiration strikes rather than lightning strike? Inspiration hits, or what's that look like for you?
I think I do a little bit of both, but I'm more so on whenever inspiration hits me. You know, comedy is all around us. You know what I mean? You got to use your third eye and your third ear. If I hear something or see something, I may think to myself, oh, that's a joke. But I do got to get better at just writing daily. You know, I don't do that. I do it sometimes, but not often as I should. So my writing just comes from experience, the way I see the world, things that's happening. It's normally like a story of my life, my children, my wife, the things that we go through and things like that. I don't do any politics or what they call like the stuff that's in the news, the
The headlines?
yeah, I stay away from all that type of stuff, man.
Yeah. I think that personal stuff just hits better, anyway. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, all the other stuff kind of boilerplate, right? It kind of sounds the same a little bit. Um, yeah, we might play with some headlines here in a little bit though. So you kind of like right when inspiration hits, you seeing like your wife and your kids, and do you do work outside of comedy or at all, or no?
No, I did early on in my career, but the last 4 years I've been doing comedy full time. And that's only because of the love of my wife, man. My wife freed me from corporate America, which is just a cool way of saying that my wife make way more money than I do. You know what I mean? That's what that means. So she looked out for me, man. She let me pursue my dream and I got to give her all my money in return. So I guess it's a
Nice.
lose win situation. It's
Yeah,
okay. I'm happy, man.
I get that though, man. My wife, for the majority of our marriage, she's been a breadwinner, so I get it. Totally
Yeah,
get that.
for sure.
Well, one of the things I like to ask, dude, is like, so imagine somebody's watching or listening to podcasts and they're like, like on the cusp, on the verge of going for it, like trying to stand up for the first time, or like getting into it. I'm wondering, like, what's your best one, two, three pieces of advice?
The first thing I would recommend is that you create a 5 minute set, right? So you typically you're on stage for about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on if it's a guest spot or you're hosting or whatever, or you're at an open mic. So you want to gather as much comedy material that you can muster up for 5 minutes. And then you really just want to take your time and comb through it. Before I took those classes at the Comedy Zone, I worked on my set for 3 months before I took those classes. So I knew I wanted to take the classes, but I also knew I needed something to come in with. So for 90 days, I just created a 5 minute set and I rehearsed it every day in the mirror, in my house, in my garage with my family, just running jokes by them and just really trying to get a feel for what it is to be a comedian. So that would be my advice. Get you a 5 minute set, rehearse it for about a month or two, maybe 3 months at the most, and just go and do it. You know, I wouldn't recommend taking classes for real. If I could do it all over again, I probably wouldn't change nothing. But when you take a class, it kind of makes you sound like you're not yourself, if that makes sense. Like they're teaching you how to do comedy, but then when you do it, you think you gotta talk like this and hey, I'm Tyrone Burston. I'm so funny. You guys, you just hang on. I got a joke for you. Like I just didn't sound like myself. And comedy is about finding your voice. The quicker you can find your voice, the better your material is gonna come off, the funnier you'll be individually. So just go out and do it. Stay true to yourself. Always think of jokes that you think are funny. You know, don't get into the habit of writing jokes and being like, oh, I hope they think this is funny or I hope they understand this. If it made you laugh, it's worth talking about because comedy is so hard. When you do bomb, and you will bomb, you got to be comfortable knowing that everything you said came from your heart. It genuinely made you laugh, and that's why you shared it. So when you bomb, you can feel comfortable in knowing, hey, man, I gave it my best. I enjoyed these jokes. They made me laugh. I'll tweak it and get them next time. You know what I mean? But like you said before we started recording, there's 50 things I could say, man. You want to record all your stuff, not even visually, just audio. Because in the beginning, you get too hung up on like, I shouldn't have wore that shirt. Or why am I holding on to this mic stand? You know what I'm saying? Like you looking at things that don't matter. You need to be listening for what you saying and seeing if it got a laugh. And that's it. If it didn't, you tweak it and you move on.
Yeah. I think a lot of newer comedians too, they're kind of distracted by recording everything so they can go post it online.
Yeah,
Like,
that's terrible.
and it isn't even about the quality of the joke or the sharpness of the joke or getting the audience laugh after the joke, right? Like it's just I got something I can put it online.
Yep. Yeah, it's terrible, man. I remember Marshall Brandon. I'm a comedian from Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut. He went on tour with Dave Chappelle and all this stuff. So I met him when I was a new comic. And he told me something that rang true today. He said, you're gonna look back on all this material you've been doing like 4 or 5 years from now. You're gonna look back on it and say, man, why was I saying any of that? And if I pull up any comedy videos of myself from when I was in my first or second year, it's so cringy. I can't even get through the whole thing. I'm like, there's no way I was saying these type of jokes, man. It's horrible. It's terrible. So you get better the more you do it. You know what I'm saying?
Something like your special where you assume you have like 30 or 60 minutes of material, like an hour.
Yeah, yeah, probably closer to like maybe between 70 and 85
Okay,
minutes of material, like solid 5 to 6 laughs a minute material.
great. And I
Yeah.
imagine like that you're pretty proud of that. Like
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, man, it takes a long time. I did it. I don't think there's no right or wrong way to do comedy. You can do it any way you want. Anything that pleases your heart, you should go for it, right? But me, I did it the super old school way. I don't even know if it's old school, but I literally did the same 5 minute set for at least 6 months to a year, like the same 5 minutes. And what I did was the more I did it, the more it grew. So I
right.
see a lot of new comics now. Every time they come to the open mic, they got a brand new 5 minute set. So I would have my same 5 minutes, but if I had two new jokes, I would just put them in the middle and take out whatever was in the middle. I'll
Right.
put the new jokes there, keep my opener, keep my closer, and then rinse and repeat. And from doing that, it made my comedy material stretch, but the funny is always intact because I'm not fishing for laughs. Sometimes I would go to an open mic and do a brand new five, but I'm only listening for the laugh. So if this joke get a laugh, I'll keep it. If this one don't, and see where it could fit in the whole grand scheme of things. But that's how you really grow your entire catalog. You gotta tag jokes, add jokes, spin it off, and go in this direction and stuff like that. So,
You know who's kind of mind blowing in that regard, dude, is Josh Johnson. I mean,
oh, yeah,
the dude's like dropping new hours every other week, it seems like.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Me
I
and
know
my
he
buddy
has
was
like
just
a
talking
team of
about it.
writers, which makes it probably a little bit easier or a lot bit easier, but it's still impressive that he can get up night after night or week after week and drop a new hour of material. I don't know anybody else like that. Like that's pretty,
Maybe the closest probably would be Cat Williams.
yeah,
I think he has the most comedy specials like on like Netflix or whatever.
yeah,
And of course, he's doing a different hour, but that's every year though. I don't know
right.
how often Josh is doing it, but yeah, that's impressive, man.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible that output that he's managed to achieve. And just like I don't know, internalizing a new hour every couple of weeks is man, that's insane to think about, but
Yeah,
it's impressive, but yeah, dude, this has been fun. I've enjoyed getting into your journey of comedy. Dude, let me show people your website and get people like following you. Hopefully you'll get some follows from this and some subscribes and stuff like that.
yeah, man.
So yes, the for those of you watching or listening, you're gonna be able to see it. For those of you listening, the website we have here is Burston with Comedy. Now that's Burston, Burston,
Yeah,
as in Tyrone Burston.
interesting with comedy. Look at that. I changed the front page there so it could look presentable because
It's good.
I had a guy look at my website and he was like, "Dude, this is terrible. Like, what is this?" And so I tried to fix it up a little bit, but yeah, man, that looks pretty good. I was so nervous about that. Now everything else is probably gonna look like crap, but
No, it's
it's
not
not
bad. I
bad.
mean, so if you're watching right on here, you can see people have left reviews. You can connect with Tyrone on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube, all the things. Are you pretty active on social or on
Yeah,
one or the
yeah,
other or
yeah.
all of them?
On all of them. On YouTube, I drop a video every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. I used to do Tuesdays and Thursdays with stand-up comedy clips, but I think I ran out of comedy clips for real. I've been doing the same little hour set, so it's hard to fish for new jokes that I haven't done. But yeah, I'm very active on social media, man, on all those platforms. So
All
yeah.
right. So you guys can go to burstingwithcomedy.com. You can see some of those clips. Head over to YouTube. You can see clips there as well. And subscribe on any of the social channels. I know he'd be grateful for that. And then of course, we have shows here, upcoming shows.
Look at that. Look at me, man. I've been updating it. Okay. All right. You gotta be nervous, man. Michael put you on the spot. Well, let's take a look at his terrible website here. Let's see what this looks like. My boy, yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, so you guys head over to burstingwithcomedy.com and watch some stuff, like some stuff, subscribe, follow all the things. After that, head over to michaelhalcom.live. And I got a daily comedy blog that I write on. You guys can subscribe to that as well. And then the podcast, of course, drops twice a week on that website, as well as Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all the things. Appreciate if you subscribe to that, share it, like it, yada yada yada. But dude, this has been really fun, and we're gonna do a second part to this. So for those of you watching and listening, make sure you subscribe so you're ready for when that drops. But we're gonna have Tyrone bring a premise or a joke. We're gonna try to punch it up, and then we're gonna do some comedy on the spot, which is always a blast. So you're not gonna want to miss that. Tyrone, man, thanks for coming on.
Well, yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate being here, man. This is dope.
Right on. So we appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching and listening. We're gonna stop there and say we hope that helps.
It's all messed up, yeah. Everything's messed up. We're going from this mess up to the next setup. Everything seems so messed up, but it's just our setup.